Josh Allen to run. The ball is out. His second fumble of the game, and the Eagles look like they got to this one.
But they are who we thought they were.
Wentz pumps, throws, touchdown Eagles. Dallas Goedert. Sanders bursting through. The rookie from Penn State. All the way in. Touchdown Eagles.
That's what the I'm talking about, young boy. That's crazy. Young boy just went for 60 plus.
Boston Scott powers his way in for an Eagle touchdown.
What the hell's going on out here?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Well, T, it happened. We won a game.
Yeah, we won a game, but let's not start talking playoffs. Let's be honest.
Oh, no. That is not what I'm saying at all.
Too soon for that.
I agree.
Baby steps. How's it going?
Get off the blocks!
How's it going, everyone? T, I need you to calm down there. Welcome to the Philly Experience Podcast. This is your host for today, Christopher Thacker. I am here in studio with Tyler Hood and Tanner Martin.
Yes, sir.
Max James.
We know it's hard.
Known Cowboys fan Max James should be arriving very shortly. He's quite late. But today we got a special episode for y'all. Y'all don't really use that kind of lingo.
What the heck is y'all?
Y'all.
Well, he was talking about Cowboys fans, so
Yeah, sorry. No, we got an Eagles win to discuss with you. They just beat the Buffalo Bills in Week 7, bringing us to a 500 record. We got the Sixers.
3-0, baby.
3-0. And the
Phillies
Phillies
World Series. Don't forget the World Series.
I'll be honest. I barely watch any sports this week.
They face off for Game 6.
The Phillies hired Joe Girardi. Did I mess up that name?
No, you did not.
I did not.
Sounds
you did
great.
Not. Look, I'm sorry. I'm not good at this. This is why Max needs to be here. And maybe if we get to it, we can talk about the Flash.
Maybe.
Anyway, T, why don't we just start with the problem at hand? Not the problem. The thing at hand.
The thing at
hand. The Eagles.
So
That's what I'm trying to say.
the trade deadline is today.
Oh.
So people be on guard because anything could pop off, anything could happen. So
Patrick Peterson.
yeah, don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that. It's early in the morning. People could be listening to us on the drive here. You don't need nobody crashing at the wheel on 309 and on 476. We don't need that, all right? Let's just calm down.
What time we got till the trade deadline?
I believe it ends at 2 or 3 o'clock.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, anything can happen on this show, so just stay tuned. Now, our crazy luck for some reason is everything seems to happen after we get off,
You're not wrong. That is the consequence of being early in the morning.
which pisses me off. But hey, everybody has busy schedules. All right, let's get to the matter at hand. Let's break down this Bills game. Very impressive win. But this team is starting to irritate me because it seems like they're
Starting.
well, yeah, they've been irritating
Just
us
now?
Every week.
Wait a second. Just now. We've lost 4 games this season, and they're just now starting to irritate you.
No. They've been irritating me. But the issue is, man, like it seems as though they're able to rise up in games that we don't think that they're going to win, but then they turn around and get the victory. I don't understand that.
Do they play down to their competition?
It seems like they do.
Tanner, you have something for us?
Well, listen. The Bills, they were 5-1, but the teams that they beat were the Jets, Giants, Bengals, Titans, and Dolphins.
That's true.
Pull your head out of your ass.
Yeah, there was plenty of that on the sidelines and in the locker room. I can almost guarantee that. Like Doug, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was good play calling on both sides of the ball. We're gonna start with the offense. Listen, here's what they did, and here's the strategy. And this is something that I've been crying about, something that I've been crying for a nice little while now.
Don't cry.
Really? Sick. Anyway. Everybody remembers how we played in the Green Bay Packers game. All right? They dominated. Tanner is smiling because he was there.
Look,
Yes,
Tanner,
I was.
stop. Lambeau Field is one of the 3 places in the world I want to go to.
Sure.
someday.
But what I'm saying is they dominated the line of scrimmage with the run. I believe that the Philadelphia Eagles is a run play action team because when they committed to the run game with the absence of Deshaun Jackson, this team has flourished. Yeah, that's another guy that's on my list because I'm sick of this, but we'll get to that later. But as I was saying, this running game was dominant on Sunday. I mean, it was beautiful. And finally, they actually listened to maybe somebody's listening to this show. Could be quite possible. Somebody on the Philadelphia Eagles could be listening to this show because
listening to us.
Slow your roll, buddy.
Wow.
They lined up Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard in the backfield next to Carson Wentz.
Are you saying
in a 21 personnel,
are you
2
saying
backs, 1 tight end?
that Doug Peterson listened to your suggestion?
It could be quite possible.
And he's now going to hire you
Stop yourself.
as a coordinator?
It could be quite possible. You never know. That's all I'm saying.
No, not at all. I mean, yes.
Either way, they put them both in the backfield, and that's how Miles Sanders was able to rip off that huge 60-plus yard run. And Jordan Howard was the lead blocker. I mean, it was a thing of beauty. I mean, sure, Micah Hyde just stood there for some reason or another because he had the angle for the tackle. But either way, it was a thing of beauty. And now we're finally starting to see the reason why Miles Sanders was a second-round draft pick and why he was so coveted coming out of Penn State. It's plays like that, the explosive ability, and he was making tacklers miss. That was something that we complained about last week about Miles Sanders, the fact that, he didn't show any elusiveness coming out of the backfield, but that was really encouraging and exciting to see from Miles Sanders. Seriously.
3 rushes, 74 yards.
That's
touchdown.
His passing yards, man. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where he's going to make his bread and butter in this offense. It's out of the passing game. He's an excellent pass catcher out of the backfield. I can't wait until they start playing 5 wide and they put him out wide and he's matched up against a linebacker. Man, I can't wait to see something like that, man. That is a mismatch waiting to happen. That speed, when he gets into the open field, is a rarity. Like the fact that nobody caught him on that run. Nobody.
No.
He had
Nobody came
44
near him.
receiving yards.
Like, that's impressive. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Over 100, what's about 130 plus yards total for the game as a rookie. That's an impressive feat. And even Boston Scott got his first NFL rushing touchdown.
And then proceeded to fumble the football.
Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of said in a group text that,
he jumped the gun a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I kind of said in a group text that, he could replace Corey Clement in the offense. And then he receives the fumble.
The same thing Corey Clement does.
Yeah, I probably jumped the gun a little bit on that one. Nah. I'm serious. Now,
but we need to get into these. I know you were talking about how Miles Sanders can catch the ball, but we need to talk about the receivers that we have.
I'm glad you mentioned that because listen, I'm sick and tired of all these receivers.
It just seems like the Alshon Jeffrey show in the wide receiver position.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something right now because I'm about to bring something up that's going to blow everybody's mind. Yeah, these wide receivers, they ain't all right. Seriously.
You missed Jordan Matthews?
I do. I'm going to listen.
Remember I said earlier we were going to get him?
Yeah, I hear you. Loud and clear. Oh, now, guess who's coming in?
Oh, my God.
Late. Again, as usual. Doggone it.
Sorry, I meant to play this one.
Jesus, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Max James.
Woo! All right. Calm down.
You dumbass.
Anyway, T, back to what you were saying.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, I saw something that somebody had tweeted out about a day ago, and it was interesting to me that, I seen this stat. So, to give credit, this came from Liam Jenkins of the Philly Sports Network. Here's sick. This is sick. Jordan Matthews, all right, in 2018, his stats from that year, he had 20 receptions on 28 targets, 300 yards, and 2 TDs. Okay, wow. Now watch this.
Watching.
Nelson Aguilar so far this year. Now, mind you, we're paying him $9.3 million on the cap.
That's quite a hefty chunk of change.
29 receptions, 46 targets, 261 yards, 3 TDs. Now, I said in the group text that I'd rather have Jordan Matthews out there in the slot than Nelson Aguilar. Now, Tanner attacked me, but listen, I just gave you numbers saying that I'd rather pay Jordan Matthews a bag of chips than to have Nelson Aguilar out there.
Yeah, well, earlier a couple weeks ago, I mentioned getting Jordan Matthews.
And that's the crazy part because they just released him. The 49ers just released him on Saturday.
Yeah, they don't need him.
So,
to be honest.
So that's an option that's out there for us to explore. Oh, here's another stat. Here's another thing. Mac Hollins ain't crap either. All right? Mac Hollins straight up ain't crap. Listen to this. The entire month of October, he's had, according to Jimmy Kempski, 141 snaps, 4 targets. He's only been targeted 4 times.
That's pretty bad.
No damn catches. What the hell is up with these receivers? I thought corner was the biggest need on this team. These receivers ain't worth 2 cents.
Remember how excited we were at the beginning of the season with all the receivers we had?
Yeah.
Zach Ertz, even. It was going to be even greater.
I thought Arcega-Whiteside would play a
Deshaun
much
Jackson.
bigger...
I thought Goddard was
so
going to be
excited.
good.
Oh, welcome, Max.
Listen, do you guys all in favor of move at the deadline?
Yeah, honestly, I'm all for all the. I'm excited to see what happens, but I have a feeling it's going to be as underwhelming as Kanye's latest album. I'm just expecting nothing to get really done, and we're just going to be suffering the rest.
Yikes.
Wow!
Yikes! The temperature in the room just went up.
Dang, Tanner.
Whew.
Just coming in with the heat this morning.
After the failed experiment of Orlando Scandrick, I would like to get another corner.
We definitely need another corner.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
But will they think we need another
See,
corner?
and that's where I feel as though we have an underlying issue, is the fact that, listen, Ronald Darby and Jalen Mills really didn't play that bad on Sunday against the Bills. Now, granted, we went up against Josh Allen, who isn't exactly the most accurate quarterback. Now, we've had problems in the secondary when we went up against an actual quarterback that will throw the football.
An actual quarterback.
Yeah, I kind
You
of
see, that's the thing, though. The Eagles are always dealing with not that bad. We need to deal with great.
Now, I think we are all in agreement.
In order to go far in the playoffs.
Now, I think we are all
that's
in
a good
agreement in this room that corner is a huge issue. Yeah. Corner is an issue that needs to be addressed, probably just as much as a wide receiver. The wide receiver position needs to be addressed. But here's the thing. I don't think the team sees corner as an issue. Because they feel as though they're getting healthier, they're getting their players back. Avonte Maddox may come back. Crevion LeBlanc is going to come off IR.
Jeez.
I know.
Wow.
And their
Listen to the names that we're saying.
What are you talking about? That's a name that strikes fear in the heart of everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Crevion LeBlanc. I'm scared.
I'm sick of you.
Quaking in my boots.
That's absurd.
I mean, but you guys are absolutely correct. But that's the thing, though. The team might not see that we need some DBs.
Well, they need to take off their Eagles-colored glasses and come to reality.
Do we do something with the offensive line?
The only thing
That's a good question.
The only thing I see them doing anything with the offensive line, they might trade Big V. He's been mentioned in a lot of trade rumors as a piece that a team like the Browns, who's struggling on the offensive line, could use
I feel
at
like
that left tackle position.
If we could have given them him, then we could have done something with a trade even bigger with the Browns.
Well, yeah, but who? Let's be honest. Let's really talk about this and let's think about this. What kind of value do you think you're going to get for Halapoulivaati Vaitai?
As far as what, a defensive player?
Well, the team
Like
probably
any
needs
kind
a
of
new
value.
So how
vending
about like
machine
a
in the
5th or
locker
6th round
room,
pick?
Honestly, Max is pretty much on point. Like that's
I mean, yeah, you're not.
Stock up on the pick.
the most you're going to get is a 4th for Vaitai. Like he's a backup tackle for a reason. And then like he's an excellent road blocker, excellent run blocker. Very, very powerful at the point of attack.
Did you guys see the Chiefs game? Did you see who they brought in
Who they bring?
in the line?
No, I didn't see who they brought.
Wisniewski.
Oh yeah, I did see that. And yeah,
Yeah, in a backup role last week.
Yep.
Well, I just want to ask if this were to happen with Big V, say, knock on wood, Dillard goes down and Jason Peters is still out, who they put in? Jordan Mailata?
man, that's the only
Where
option
has
that
he
they
been?
have.
How's he been doing?
But they're not activating them. Well, of course you're gonna play a 1st round pick over a tackle that was drafted in the 7th round. You're not gonna sit.
Well, no, I'm
first round pick.
I'm saying, knock on wood, if he goes down, who do you put in? And that's the only guy that I know of. But
Well, first off, they're relying on Jason Peters to come back. That's first and foremost. And then on top of that, yeah. So Mailata, if Big V were to be traded, Mailata would be the next in line to man that tackle spot.
this is a silly question because Big V played a big part of the Super Bowl winning team, do you think people would value Mulata higher than Big V?
No, only because Big V has tape.
Exactly.
Mulata
Well,
doesn't.
that's the thing.
Like Big V has played in not only regular season, playoff, and Super Bowl game, but Mulata has not played.
Next to Nick Foles.
Yeah, here we go. I'm not.
I think
putting up with
Vitae
this.
is a pretty solid backup. I mean, he played well in the Super Bowl a year.
He sure did.
Wait, who you say played well?
Big V.
Vitae.
You know what? He did his job.
He did his job.
I'll leave it like
They
that.
all did their job.
Like I won't say.
That's why we won.
Especially Nick Foles.
Here we go.
Just do your job.
Here we
That's
go.
the Patriots.
Remember when Corey Clement received for 100 yards in that game?
Yeah, that was Can we stop? Can we stop bringing up the past?
That's actually a problem that Orlando Scandrick brought up. That the Eagles were living in the past.
Yeah.
That's just a coincidence.
It's stupid.
Well, I think if we're going to make a move, it has to be a wise, not a smaller end type of deal. Maybe I don't.
You want to see some blockbuster type thing?
I don't think that. I don't think if we do that, that puts us over the edge. Still.
Remember how crazy it was when the Eagles got Jay Ajayi out of nowhere?
I hear you.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Just sitting in class.
What was that, 3rd round pick?
Eagles,
Oh yeah, we definitely was sitting in class when that trade went down.
Eagles
All
get
of
Jay
us.
Ajayi.
That was crazy.
I
And
think
even-
I think something like that's going to happen today.
And
I
even-
think we're going to get a wide receiver
I
that
agree with
we're
that.
not expecting.
I agree with
it
that.
It can't happen tomorrow.
This would be 3 years in a row, right? It would be Jay Ajayi, then Golden Tate last year, and
Yep.
now this year.
Then Mike Evans this year. Who knows?
That would be nice.
Absolutely.
Oh
would
yeah,
be
it'll be nice
That'd
to
be
get Mike
absolutely
Evans, but I'm
crazy.
telling you something right now. You're gonna have to give up something pretty.
The teammates and Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans.
I trust Howie. He's done his job before. I think he'll do it again because at this point it's all speculation, right? I mean, we don't know what the right move to do really is. I mean, any move could work out, any move could be bad. So I think that as long as he sits down, he's probably working the phones as we speak.
Right now, he's got a bunch of things in front of him. He's looking at them all.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's not going to mortgage like any of our future draft picks or any big time things. I wouldn't assume because of the fact that we need depth on this team and we're shallow in multiple areas.
We also are definitely at a crossroads in the season because we're 500, and we're either going to go up or down. And
That's exactly why we need to make a move.
But if you give up hefty draft picks and you say for the rest of the season you gotta do some math. Just say it's a losing record, and you don't have that precious 1st round pick, it's gonna hit you in the gut.
Well,
Like a 7-9 record.
Sure.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I'm not good at math.
That's the reason why I think Howie's not just going to jump on the first thing that he sees, the first trade that he sees, because he has to calculate how long the player is going to be here, estimately, how many years are left on the contract. Does it fit within the cap of the team? And if you're going to trade for somebody who's on their last year of their contract, now you're talking about possibly crunching numbers to bring that player back. Like the same situation with Jay Ajayi. When we traded for him, he was on the last year of his contract. We brought him back.
We sure did.
We shouldn't have, but we did.
No. Jay Ajayi did his job that next year. He just got hurt.
Okay.
He's a little slow, too.
So didn't have a strong back.
Here we go.
Didn't have kids either.
No kids.
He needs to learn how to wrap that thing up.
That's absurd.
What an alley-oop.
I can't with y'all this morning. But yeah, I agree with Tanner. I do see them trading for a wide receiver. How big of an impact wide receiver that
I
remains
don't think
to be
I want
seen.
Robbie Anderson on this team.
Really?
I was telling Max the other day, I probably wouldn't give my left
I
shot.
don't really want a receiver because we look at Golden Tate last year. He really didn't make an impact until the Bears playoff game. I mean, it took him forever.
Okay, but whose fault was that? Let's be honest.
It's like we can't.
It's hard to incorporate an offensive player into a team within the matter of a couple weeks.
Exactly.
It's easier for a defensive player.
Be quiet,
If you incorporating a defensive player into a team is a lot easier, especially if they're a safety or corner because they're reacting. They don't have to. There's no routes they have to run or things of that nature.
I understand what you're saying, Max, but I feel like a guy like Golden Tate is not that hard to put into the offense.
Now remember, last year.
Tell it to Doug Peterson.
No.
Yeah.
That wasn't Doug's fault. Mike Groh came out and stuck his leg out and said, it's hard to work a guy like Golden Tate into the offense. He's on record as saying that.
Golden Tate's a great slot dude. You just plug him in there. We look at him his whole career. He's been there in Detroit in the past and then in Philly now with the Giants.
Listen, I agree with that statement. I completely agree with you. but the coaching staff seems to have had difficulty putting Golden Tate into the offense. I think that was absurd and a stupid thing to say, which is one of the reasons why I kind of want Mike Groh to be gone, or at least demoted back to wide receivers coach. But, yo, man.
Well, look, I hope there is a trade today because we know the fact that this team is not where it needs to be, and you're always looking to try to improve your team. But at the end of the day, I think that as long as we can get somebody in here or multiple players that are productive, I believe then we can be a playoff team, especially the way we looked Sunday against the Bills and be able to turn this thing around, hopefully next week against Chicago, and then we have a bye. And, the Patriots, the Seahawks coming up, the schedule does not get any easier.
And you know what? Since we're on that topic now,
what?
Man, that after the bye, those two home games against the Patriots and the Seahawks, I'd be satisfied if the team goes 1-1. Lose to one of them, but you got to beat one of those teams. I don't know who it is, but in order for you to make, I hate the fact that I'm bringing this up, but people have argued me down. If you're going to make the playoffs, if you're going to make a push for the playoffs, one of those two teams you have to beat. And honestly, you probably need to beat the Seahawks because they're in your conference. The Seahawks probably needs to be the team to beat.
I don't expect to beat either one of those teams, and I don't think we need to necessarily because of the fact that if we can win this Sunday against the Bears, right, and then you look at the end of our schedule with the Dolphins, we got the Redskins again, the Giants twice. The game we really, if you look at big picture, the game we only really need to win is the Dallas game at home.
But the Giants ain't no pushover no more.
I think we are a better team than them. I'm not nervous about the Giants.
We played against Ezekiel Elliott, and Ezekiel Elliott ran over this defense. Just imagine what Saquon Barkley is going to do.
But you got to remember, the Giants don't have an Amari Cooper, and I think Dak Prescott's better than Daniel Jones, and also I believe the Dallas defense is better than the Giants as well.
I mean, we know how you feel about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm making a statement here about the Giants. This is the Giants are the topic of conversation. I just said we need to beat the Cowboys if we want to make the playoffs because first of all, they have the tiebreaker over us as of now.
Yes, they do.
So that's a must-win situation.
And they lead us in the division standings. So
yeah, but I don't necessarily think that we need to beat the Patriots or the Seahawks.
Well, but
in order to make the playoffs, I mean, it would be nice to beat them, obviously, but I don't think it's a necessity.
I think it is, especially the Seahawks. You can lose against the Patriots. You can afford to lose against the Patriots.
I mean,
it's a little bit more.
Why would we definitely need to beat the Seahawks? I mean, they're miles ahead of us.
Because look at it look how the standings stand so far in the NFC West. The San Francisco 49ers are undefeated.
Are they right now the top wildcard team?
Top wildcard. The NFC. The 49ers are the first seed.
No, I'm saying the Seahawks.
Yeah, the Seahawks is honestly a wild card team at this point.
Because,
we have no shot at catching them.
And exactly. So
who's the second wild card as of now? Does anybody know off the top of their head?
See, and that's the thing. See, that's where we come to a crossroads. If Dallas is going to win the NFC East, that means we need to fight for a wild card spot.
I think the only chance of making the playoffs we have is winning the division because there's too many teams in the NFC right now at this moment that are better than we are.
And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly my point.
No, he's right.
That's exactly my point. You still got the Panthers, who's really still competing. You still got the Vikings, who's in second place in the NFC North. Let's be honest here. The Rams and the Seahawks in the NFC West.
Yeah. It's not looking too bright from a wild card standpoint. However, that division's still up for grabs. And we have half a season here to see if we can turn it around. And the fact of the matter is, we need to make a move. We need to make a deal today, in my opinion, because of the fact that we're not. We need somebody to put us at least closer to our goal, which at this point is not winning the Super Bowl. It's just making the playoffs.
And I agree with you at this point. Listen, I forget what one of you guys said, but if you could just get to the dance, anything can happen. Just get to the dance.
Yeah,
anything can happen. Look at the year we won the Super Bowl. Who honestly thought that Nick Foles would have continued the success?
Listen, I've always been confident in Nick Foles.
Don't do that.
I've had his jersey since 2013.
Don't do that.
Same.
Don't do that.
When all my family was negative and said that the season was over.
Okay.
When Nick Foles
even I was like, dude, man,
don't worry.
I don't know about this.
We got Nick Foles.
because that guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
But anyway, let's get back to it.
But yeah, so the playoffs. In order for you to make the playoffs, first off, the Cowboys is going to have to lose, and they're going to have to lose bad these upcoming games that they have to win. Whoa. Let's be honest here. The Cowboys, number one, we can't tie with them in the division because I think they're going to honestly have the best division record. So we have to fight for a wild card spot or either just straight up outbeat the Cowboys, and I don't see that happening. Because at least at this point, the way it's been looking, the Cowboys are a better team than us. So I'm just putting that out there. I hate saying that.
They are a better team than we are. But, the best team doesn't always make it. We all know that.
I agree with that.
They got the Giants, Vikings, Lions, Patriots, Bills, Bears, Rams, us, Redskins.
Okay, so not the easiest schedule. But again, we don't really have an easy schedule.
Nope.
Especially in the next couple weeks.
Schedules and how the Patriots have the easiest schedule after winning the Super Bowl.
Well, they play their division.
Yeah.
They got lucky. They had to play the NFC East, which is horrible. Our division is probably one of the worst in football.
Well, see, that's the thing with the Patriots.
Disagree.
See,
what's the worst division?
Yeah.
The easiest division would probably be.
We're factoring out the
AFC.
No, we're factoring that out because the Patriots I said that the Patriots play them every year regardless.
Hey, okay.
A close division, I think we were talking about it earlier, would be the AFC South. That's a close division between the teams.
It is close.
I don't really think there's a team that's gonna really prove to be the taking over the division.
Yeah, but the NFC West, man, for that wild card spot between the Seahawks and the Rams. Man.
You got to remember, Cleveland was supposed to be better than what they showed Sunday. That was supposed to be
the Ravens, man.
Yeah,
it really
just
is.
The Ravens
that was supposed to be a bigger game in New England.
What's up?
I just realized something.
What's up?
I remember way back in the summer when we first looked over the Eagles' regular season schedule, and we saw that we had to play the Patriots. We were like, well, thank God that's after the bye. We got 2 weeks to prepare for them.
Mm-hmm. We know it's hard.
The Patriots, yes. The Patriots also have the bye. So they also got 2 weeks. I didn't realize that until I just now looked at their schedule.
Yep. Tanner's actually predicted their schedule pretty accurately so far. He has them going 9-7. He was really the only true
9-7.
Yeah.
Patriots?
Before the season started, man.
Eagles.
The Eagles before the season started.
Okay, I was like,
when we were all
Patriots
sitting here saying, "Oh, they're going to go 12-4, they're going to go 13-3."
Yeah, I have it on my
this
my
man
fridge.
over here. He knew what he was talking
tuned.
about. He knew what he was talking about. Obviously,
I've only been wrong on 2
You got
games.
that episode stapled on your fridge. Stapled, magneted.
Yep.
Not stapled. Don't staple your fridge, kids.
let's look ahead to the game against Chicago specifically.
Okay.
We all know David Montgomery's talented running back. Their defense is scary, but it is at home, and their offense has been struggling with Mitch Trubisky under center.
And the team has already announced that Mitchell Trubisky will still start regardless the fact that he's struggling. And here's where you can beat the Bears. If our defense ramps up that pass rush like they've done against the Bills, like they did against the Packers, like they did against the Jets. If they can ramp up that pass rush and get to Mr. Trubisky, he's going to throw up ducks. He's going to give you balls, and you're going to be able to pick them off. You're going to be able to turn the ball over and put the offense in a position where it's a short field. At minimum, you can at least get a field goal. But this has to be a defensive game. Honestly, I expected the Bills' defense to look like basically what I'm predicting the Bears is going to be.
Right.
I predicted the Eagles to have to be in a dogfight. Against the Bears, this is going to be a straight-up dogfight.
Keep in mind,
I
there
agree.
could be some changes, too. The Bears can make some moves.
And that
as
is
well.
true, because they feel like they're close, too.
Listen, before the season started, I had this game as a win, and Tanner, I think you had it as a loss, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, when you look at it and look at just flat out, look at the stats, you have the defense of the Bears that's really, really talented. Wentz is going to have to make some plays this upcoming weekend in order for us to win this game, which he usually does or usually has to do anyway every week. But here's the problem. Are we going to be able to stop? Are we going to be able to make enough plays against Trubisky, in order to win? Because I don't know how many points we're scoring in this game. The Bears are very, very good, especially with Khalil Mack and their safeties, Roquan Smith, linebacker. They have 3 levels of players on that defense that can make a play at any moment.
Yep.
Right? So you're facing one of the best in the league, one of the best defenses in the league, I should say. And then you look at it from our defensive standpoint. Can we make enough plays defensively against Trubisky? Hold them maybe under 20 points. Because I don't know if we're getting to 20 in this game.
And
you know, I look at this like I don't know if anybody saw the score last week in Chicago. The Chargers lost, or excuse me, Chargers won by 1. The Bears missed the field goal. I think it's going to be one of those type of games. It's going to come down to maybe one of those last kicks. But are we going to be kicking it, or is Chicago going to be?
Why was the game so close last season?
Why was the game so close in the playoffs?
Yes.
Because we were playing with Nick Foles, and that defense is the defense, man. That
it
defense
was closer
is
because we were playing with Nick Foles.
Yeah, honestly.
So
yeah.
you think if we were
Foles
playing
didn't
with
have
Carson
that hot
Wentz,
of a
the
game against
been
Foles? That I'm not saying that Carson Wentz would have fared any better, but Foles really
Very
didn't.
much not.
Really?
Yes.
Don't do that.
He was having a week back that year.
Yeah,
Here we go. Here we go with the week back.
Strong backs are important now, aren't
You're always on your back.
they? He needs to learn how to wrap that thing up.
Yeah, like. Anyway, let's get back. Come on.
Listen, I just want to point this out. You know, we talk about quarterbacks and how important they are. It's so crazy when you sit down and you actually look at teams, right? If you look at the Bears, if they had like a Patty Mahomes or somebody like that, they could be a Super Bowl contender. But the fact that they have Trubisky on their team who can't put up more than 15 points a game, it just holds them back. They have the best defense in the league, you could argue. They have Allen Robinson and talented guys on the outside. They got a great running back with Montgomery. Their O-line is average. It's not the best, but it's not horrible.
I'll tell you one thing, though. They're missing Jordan Howard. They are really missing.
I mean, are they?
Last year we had 42 rushing yards against the Bears. It was Darren Sproles, 13 carries, 21 yards.
Jesus Christ.
Wendell Smallwood, 8 carries.
I was about to say,
yards.
we didn't have a running back.
We didn't really have a running back.
Yeah, so
we really did.
That's going to be a big difference in this game.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Run Jordan Howard, man. He got 23 carries against the Bills.
I was saying that again. I was saying that before you got here. I was saying that in the Packers game, we dominated with the run game. The Bills, we dominated with the run game. Listen, the way this team is built right now, as of this current moment, without any trades going down or happening, this is a running team. And this offense in particular needs to ride the backs of Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard.
Are we going to be able to move the ball on the ground against the Bears' defensive line, though? We have to win in the trenches.
You moved against the Bills. The Bills are not a pushover, all right? The Bills are a top 5 defense all the way around.
Chicago is a better defense.
You're right, but probably just as talented.
The game plan also called for a lot more runs with the wins in Buffalo, too.
And that was another factor. And I'm glad Doug Peterson saw that and made the appropriate change. But with that appropriate change, you should clearly see that this is a run-first team. And then, now, once the run is set up, then you can start doing those play-action passes, and you can start hitting, Ertz in the middle of the field. You can start hitting Jeffrey.
I think this
will be a big piece.
Oh, definitely. He has to be because he's a big part of our success, and he hasn't been targeted a lot.
Hiding. He's got to stop.
It's not him hiding. It's him getting double teamed, and then you're leaving these receivers one-on-one because the only one-on-one receiver I trust on that field is Alshon Jeffrey. I don't trust Matt Collins.
I don't trust.
I sure as hell don't trust Nelson Aguilar.
That's what Jeffrey's supposed to be doing, winning those one-on-one battles, and I haven't seen him win too many this season. He should be winning more, and also he should be getting more opportunities to win them. The ball's not getting his way.
I agree with
4
that.
catches for like 60 yards is not enough.
That could be something to do with the relationship, and I think that'll improve over the next couple weeks.
I think it will.
The locker room situation and everything like that.
Yeah, just speaking of locker room situations, what do you guys think of that Orlando Scandrick, Malcolm Jenkins thing? Just real quick.
Well, Orlando Scandrick, what did he go on Fox Sports 1 and talk?
Yeah, he went on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp
and he was
Skip Bayless.
Oh,
first of all, he's old, so there's that factor. He's not
Super
talented.
Bowls, so he has.
He made one play in an Eagle uniform, and it was that touchdown against the Jets.
It was so funny that after that interview, the Philadelphia Eagles put out a video that Orlando Scandrick was, running up to Malcolm Jenkins saying, praising Malcolm, like, oh man, you the leader. Like, that's the reason why you're the leader. Like, there's plays like that. Like, he was praising him. That was so perfect. And it made Orlando Scandrick look like a two-face.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything out of him after that.
Nope. Because as you shouldn't. First off, he's not going to get a job again because now you just snitched on you possibly lied about the conditions in the locker room. Number 2, you stated personal business in the locker room, so no other team is going to trust you now.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the smartest move to do. It really wasn't. Like, and then on top of that, you disrespect the team, but yet and still against the Cowboys, you really wasn't worth 2 cents.
No.
You really wasn't. Like, okay, everybody remembers the play when, I forget who the Cowboys passed to, but they almost scored a touchdown. They came in on a cover 0 blitz. But Orlando Scandrick was standing 10 yards off the corner. If you're going to play in a cover 0, the end zone is about 15 yards away. Why are you standing that far back? Kind of play up a little bit. I don't expect you to press the receiver, but I do expect you to kind of play up. That's way too much real estate to give up for a wide receiver on that kind of a play.
All right, let's not give Orlando Scandrick too much time of our show because I hate that guy. He's terrible.
Let's dive back into the offense that we had last season against the Bears. We had Alshon caught the ball 6 times, 82 yards.
Sure
Zach
did.
Ertz 5 times, 52 yards. Golden Tate 5 for 46 yards. Nelson Aguilar 3 for 32 yards.
Yeah, you might as well eliminate Nelson Aguilar.
So we need
right
to
now.
find someone. So Deshaun Jackson might play,
That's what I'm hearing.
Apparently.
but he's always going to have that nagging pain.
They're going to limit him in practice. They're going to limit him in practice this week to see how he feels.
So he's ruined. He's going to.
He needs surgery at the end of the day. He's going to get surgery.
See, that's the thing. And you said you don't want Robbie Anderson. You need a receiver to kind of stretch the field. We need some sort of a receiver to stretch this field out.
I agree. I'm not against any player out there. All right. In my opinion, like I stated before, I think we do need to make a move. I don't know what that move is or should be. I just know that this team right now is not as good as the Cowboys.
Why don't you want Robbie Anderson? I'm just curious.
I just think we can get someone better than Robbie Anderson.
Mike Evans.
Well, I mean, look at it. It depends on what the prices are, obviously. Howie Roseman.
And as T brought up off the show, he brought up how the Bucs are in rebuild mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hard time believing they're gonna sell a lot because Bruce Arians was brought in to be head coach. So I really have a hard time believing that they're going to sell the house.
I'll tell you who they will sell, Jameis Winston. I think he's
hope
out
they do.
after the season's over. He's gone, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
and a lot of teams are going to want Teddy Bridgewater.
Yep.
A lot of teams.
Yep.
What the heck?
By the way, he took over for Drew Brees. I don't know how long he's got
yeah.
left with the Saints.
I think he's only on a 1-year contract.
But a lot of teams are going to.
Well, now that Breeze is back,
Go
I mean,
for
he's
Teddy.
going to the backup role again.
Yeah.
And I think, you're right.
He
After
can be
the
a starter
season,
somewhere else.
He might stick around though because
You
how
got
much
the
longer does
Bengals.
Breeze
you've always
have?
been a big fan of Teddy Bridgewater, haven't you?
Yeah, I like Teddy Bridgewater, and I thought it was a shame how the way he left Minnesota.
It was. It honestly was. Like, to get injured like that and then the team just basically turn their back on you and basically consider you damaged goods, like that was really cruel. Like, they basically said straight up.
What's he here for?
Well, I hope he doesn't go to Miami.
Well, look, I mean, when Case Keenum performed the way he did, I mean, can you blame them?
But let's be honest, this case sticking Keenum.
He took that team to the NFC
They had
Championship.
Sam Bradford.
Yeah, and what
Case
happened?
Keenum, Teddy
Well, yeah, I
Bridgewater.
know what happened.
And that's the thing. The Vikings really aren't. The Vikings are proving not to be very good decision makers when it comes to the quarterback position.
I mean, they're 6-2.
He could always go back to the Vikings. I mean, Kirk Cousins, we know he has that huge contract, but the part of the contract that's big is the money, not the years. He only had a 3-year contract. This is a year 2. So after next season.
Not a fan of Kirk Cousins.
I've never been a fan of Kirk Cousins.
I'm not either. I'm just saying the way he performed. It's like, of course they're going to turn. That's what happened with Nick Foles when he got injured.
Yeah.
His first time around.
Yeah.
Speaking of Foles, he's practicing again this week. Hopefully see him soon.
Yep.
Good for him.
I mean,
What did he
Minshew
do?
has been doing well.
I was about to say, I don't think Foles is getting that job back.
But
We'll take
he
him back.
hasn't been doing
No, we won't.
that great for
Why
a man
not?
who was, given $88 million to be starter for
Yeah.
him to be replaced by him. That's nonsense.
I
Nick
agree.
Foles will be back at the starting job.
Really?
Yeah, they're paying him 88 million.
when you think about
What,
it,
are they going to let him come
business-wise.
over here, take
Sit
$88
on the
million,
bench.
and
The
then
Carolina Panthers
put
right
some guy in with a great mustache?
The Carolina Panthers right now are having a debate whether or not they want to bring in Cam Newton again because Kyle Allen is apparently.
Oh, no, they got to bring
Give the guy
Cam
a
back.
break. He played against the 49ers defense.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I agree with
Right?
you.
Is that-
I completely agree
Sure.
with you. But that's the thing.
Sure.
Like that's
I'm
one
bringing.
blemish.
I would bring Cam back if I'm the
Yeah,
Panthers.
he at one point was your franchise
He's MVP,
quarterback.
former MVP of the league.
Yeah.
He did choke in the Super Bowl, but
What?
He did more than choke, man. That was horrible.
Well,
I was hoping for,
yeah,
I was hoping for
the Broncos
quarterbacks
D
like
that
that.
season.
Yeah, that Broncos D was nasty that year.
But he did not die for that ball. We'll always remember that.
Von Miller was a beast. You know what? Speaking of the Broncos, and I know his
They've
name.
been trash.
I know
for a while.
They're probably
Joe Flacco.
They're probably going to be sellers today.
Oh, they're definitely selling
No
today.
way.
Joe
They've already
Flacco
been
is
sellers.
out. He's
I tell you-
hurt. Joe Flacco is hurt now.
I tell you, 2 players on that defense that I wouldn't be surprised if they trade by the end of the day.
Chris Harris Jr.
obviously, and I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Von Miller.
Oh my lord, I'd be
Wow.
surprised. I would be
I would-
surprised if they
I
traded Von
I
Miller.
think half the world would be surprised.
Really?
He's one of the best pass rushers in the league.
But he
Dude,
will.
that's-
I mean, what's he
this is-
got? Is this his last season on contract?
He's the anchor of that defense.
He's the anchor of that defense.
He's
but
a veteran. It's like us trading Malcolm Jenkins. Like you just don't expect it to happen.
You're absolutely correct, but who expected us to get rid of Brian Dawkins?
I mean, by that point,
let's
he
be
was
honest.
pretty old. I mean, Jenkins is still
He
play.
had a
He's
few- He
playable.
had a few seasons left in it.
Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
listen, I hear exactly what y'all.
wrong with 1 year left.
I hear exactly what y'all saying, but at the same time, like this is a team that's in rebuild. Like they're going to need to acquire assets at this point. All right, so he just signed. Yeah, he just signed a new contract.
Oh,
he signed a
jeez.
contract back in 2016,
Oh.
and it looks like he has 2 years left.
Oh, okay.
He has 2 years left on the contract. So, I mean, like I said, it's quite possible.
I mean, you got Joe Flacco as your starting quarterback.
sure do.
Not anymore.
Who's starting for them this week?
Ooh.
I don't even know who their backup quarterback
Does it
is.
matter?
It's definitely not Brock Osweiler because he retired.
I mean, he's out for multiple weeks with a neck injury. Not that they were going
What's
to
he
win
here for?
anyway. But did you see his
and he
post
was
game?
critical. He was
Yeah.
critical of the team too.
He was not happy. I think, in his opinion, the coach is horrible and he needs to be fired.
I think it's more than the coaching. I think John Elway is not only the general manager of that team, but it seems like he's the coach of that team. That offense really is still old school. It has old school concepts.
They need a mobile quarterback. Flacco for that offense. First of all, he's old.
They're one of the only teams that still run a fullback. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
see.
And they got 2 RBs too, Royce Freeman and Philip Lindsay.
They
Now
got
don't
Drew Lock.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Lock. Oh,
Don't
yeah, from Missouri.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love I formations. I think that's one of the best formations to ever be created. But they're one of the only teams that I see on Sundays running that formation.
You know who else has a fullback? The Packers. And they're doing pretty well for themselves.
And the Chiefs. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I think that John Elway has his hands way too much on the team. Just like Jerry Jones has his hands too much on the Cowboys.
I think that's true. But John Elway's job is, first of all, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. You would think he'd be able to find a good one. And he's gone through how many now? Like 6 or 7? And they've all been underachievers.
But let's look at it. Okay, but let's.
Drew Lock's not even going to be quarterback next week. It's going to be Brandon Allen from Arkansas.
Okay. I wish we played the
Drafted by
Broncos.
the Jags in 2016.
Drew Lock, give him a chance. He was really good at Missouri. That's why they drafted him last NFL draft.
But let's look at the coaching situation like this in terms of John Elway and evaluating quarterback talent. Let's say, for example, Michael Jordan, who owns the Charlotte Hornets.
Partially.
He has. Let's be honest here. He hasn't done that good of a job drafting talent and acquiring talent for that team. Now, there are individuals such as myself that consider Michael Jordan the greatest of all time, but obviously he's not that very good at acquiring talent. It's the same thing, same concept.
Better
here
hire
with John
somebody
Elway.
then.
You're absolutely correct.
Better hire somebody that knows what they're doing.
But that's a pride thing. That's a pride thing. Are you going to hire somebody that knows what they're doing, who knows how to evaluate
I hope
talent?
the Eagles do soon because we can't draft 4.
Yeah, please don't.
Insert bleep.
Hold on. Jesus. Kill me. That's all
Thank you,
I'm
T. They're very delayed, but
I wasn't prepared. but yeah, you're absolutely correct. That's the thing. Do these higher upper management managers, are they able to see their weaknesses? That's the key thing. And that's the thing. And I agree with you. In terms of the Eagles, I hope Howie Roseman sees that he's not that good of a drafter. He's really not that good at scouting talent. We really haven't hit truly on draft picks. Now, you can say that Miles Sanders is a hit at this point. Mm-hmm. You can honestly say that. But J.J. Arthega, you can say that Andre Dillard's been a hit. Andre Dillard has been playing excellent excellent. He did excellent against the Bills.
I was gonna say he played.
I was very impressed.
You know who else?
A good game.
The Broncos are another team that make my point as far as not having a good quarterback, but good pieces around him. Because if they had a good quarterback, they would be, in my opinion, a playoff team.
I agree.
2 solid running backs. Their defense is still pretty good with Von Miller and Chris Harris.
But how many years have we said that they needed a quarterback? How many years?
7 years now, I think.
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, you should be You should have been drafting a young talent in the first round.
They just drafted Drew Lock, so we'll see if he ever gets an opportunity. Maybe this Brandon Allen gets destroyed in the first quarter. And
wow, jeez,
I'm just saying things happen in life.
What's the matter with you?
But I will point out this: I thought the Bengals were going to have a good season this year, a sneaky under the radar team. And I also thought that the Broncos were going to be a sneaky under the radar team this year. And so far, both of those have not worked out for me. However, season's not over yet.
It's true.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought the Bengals were going to be decent, man. I thought, Joe Mixon. Well, this was before AJ Green got hurt.
Man, the Bengals ain't worth 2 cents so long as they have their
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
They should
upset about the Browns.
Tank and draft Tua.
Now the Browns
Tanner's favorite college player, Tua Tagovailoa.
Now the Browns have disappointed me.
Once upon a time, I predicted Bears-Browns as a Super Bowl.
Wait. What did I pick again? I remember I think it's
Kansas
Saints.
City.
I had
Saints.
I had the Colts and I forget who.
All I remember was I had Kansas City.
Was it the Colts and the Eagles? Did I have?
No, you said
no. You didn't say the Eagles.
Yeah, I never usually say the Eagles.
My prediction could hold up. Chiefs, Saints. Let's go.
No, you said.
Did I say the Saints?
No, you didn't say Saints.
I think I did say the Colts and the Saints a rematch.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And then you said.
He probably said something that's not even
Chiefs,
close.
Eagles.
Yeah, no.
He probably said the Dolphins.
First off, I'm a football expert. I ain't that
Dolphins and the
stupid.
Redskins.
I'm the football expert on
You
this
said
program.
Chiefs, Eagles. I remember it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because Max made fun of you.
Did anybody pick the Patriots? Oh wait, Chris.
No, I picked the Browns.
Yeah.
Just leave.
We never. That's crazy.
Look, I was hoping.
He said the Bears and the Browns.
Dude, I was hoping
Think
Baker
about that for a
Mayfield
second.
would be throwing bombs to
Mitchell
Odell and
Trubisky
Jarvis.
and Baker Mayfield in the Super Bowl.
How disappointing have the Browns been
The
this
most
year?
disappointing in the
how.
NFL.
Seriously. I can tell you how.
But
They don't know. No one likes each other. I think Odell hates Baker.
If we're looking at 2 seasons ago,
It's an improvement.
But
yeah.
I can tell you how. Because Baker Mayfield, man, it's a shame that he's getting so much attention in his young career.
Not good attention.
And like he's not
sophomore slump.
He's not performing up to expectations.
Dude, 2 wins is a lot for Cleveland.
I'll say this. His commercials were funny.
Yeah, sure. That's the problem. He's getting caught up in all these
He's
endorsements and
supposed to be
whatnot.
protecting his house, but I'm not seeing a lot of that going on.
Nope.
People just running on in there, taking whatever they want, and leaving.
I mean, he mows that grass too, so I don't understand.
Taking
cleans
W's.
up the trash in the stadium.
Yeah.
Seen that one?
Oh, the funniest one is the one where he's going to get the straw. He's
Walks across the field.
that was
Oh,
funny.
it's great.
Yeah. All right, we changing the topic?
Yeah, let's go.
Sports topic.
Yeah,
Let's go Sixers now.
Oh,
Joel
boy.
Embiid last night,
Baby.
36
These
points.
Sixers are fun to watch.
I thought they were
are.
going to lose. I thought Trae Young was just going to start shooting threes. And in the beginning of the game, he was making
He's
every
mad.
shot. But he's really talented.
He's
but
a bad
no
man.
one at the end of the day could stop Joel Embiid.
No. He is and even still when they played the Pistons, like the fact that Al Horford was able to step up in the absence of Joel Embiid.
Big time.
Man. Dude.
I like the fact that we're playing well on the road too. These aren't easy games.
No,
this
they
is
are
how
not.
these little games you don't think of, like Hawks on the road, very beginning of the season. You forget about it in a couple months. But this is how teams win 65 to 70 games.
Seriously. This is going to be an exciting team to watch, man.
Remember that one season when the Warriors were like 26-0 or 25-0 or something? I don't think we're going to be like that because of how hard it is with the traveling and all.
No, I don't think so.
But look out. This team could win 60 games.
25-1.
Just hey, Ben Simmons. Hey, listen, man. I need you to shoot. Like seriously. Like I understand we winning. I don't want to start fussing and complaining.
People want those free beers.
Let's talk about Thibault's debut. 2 steals, 2 blocks, 6 deflections, 3 points.
He's in there for
Debut.
defense, defensive purposes.
He is.
But he looks pretty solid. I mean, finally a draft
what I
pick
meant.
that's
That's
not a first overall pick, but can contribute to the team.
Yeah, I agree. It's a breath of fresh air to finally see them hitting on the draft pick. Unlike Markelle Fultz, who left his ankles out on the court
Too
the other
soon
night.
to say hitting on a draft pick, though.
Thibault's going to be.
He's contributed more up to this point than Markelle Fultz has.
That's true.
Defensive
for our
player.
team.
Three games have happened. Just like Andre Dillard only had one good game so far.
Well, he played pretty decently.
I didn't mean to change the topic. I just want to make a point.
Well, he played decently against the Cowboys.
I also have an issue with Tobias Harris right now. Because with J.J. Redick leaving us, we were in need of another shooter. Because J.J. was a big part of it.
He hasn't been knocking them down yet.
And Tobias was supposed to come. What's he here for? And fill in that role. And in the first half of the game, he only had 2 points. He finished with 13, but he disappeared in the first half.
He misses his buddy Boban.
Bunch of low lifes.
He was gone in the first half.
I do agree. I think we could see more out of Tobias, especially as the games go on, and we need to see him be able to hit those open shots.
Out of anyone, too. 39
Well, I hope so. He's getting paid $180 million.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Al
I'm putting
Horford,
his butt out there. Don't pay him that much.
5 points. Embiid 36.
Horford, but you give him credit. Horford hit big time free throws at the end of that game. He's a good veteran guy, and he's a good defensive player, and just somebody you can rely on. Good locker room. That all factors into it.
And
all
what
that
do you
stuff.
guys think about Brett Brown being so confident in putting the ball in Joel's hands at the final seconds of the game? That's what
That's
we're gonna see more.
I think the setup was so good. Instead of just dumping him into the post, they kind of work a high-low where they try to get it up to Simmons. They give it to Horford on the high block opposite, and then they try to pin John Collins down and just have that lob over, lob him like he's pinning him towards the basket.
Right.
Throws the lob over the shoulder, and then he just catches it and goes right up.
Is there any other player you think should get the ball over Joel in the final crucial seconds of the game?
As of this moment, no.
Because it was Jimmy Butler last season.
I'll tell you right now, they're going to be double teaming Embiid. If situations get like that again, he's going to get doubled, and there has to be another guy.
It's got to go to Tobias. I feel like.
I would give it to Horford.
Really?
I would give it to Horford.
I wouldn't have a problem with either one.
Okay.
I would more or less defer to Horford. Now,
Horford over Tobias?
Horford over Tobias.
Shooting that three?
Yeah. Honestly,
Horford
yes.
can shoot.
I know Horford can shoot, but
I know that Tobias is more athletic and all, and can beat guys off the dribble. But if somebody's getting doubled and somebody's open on the perimeter, Horford can knock that shot down.
Yes, he can.
I remember a few times where we left Horford open when he was on the Celtics, and he just shot that three right in our face.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
we were like,
that's
what?
the reason. And that, yeah. Oh my gosh, he can shoot. Yes.
What?
Stupid. Jeez.
I like having Horford on his team. We're just
I'm not a Horford fan.
A more
but I'm
complete
glad he's
team.
on the team.
Yeah, a more complete team. And listen, give Josh Richardson credit yesterday. I know that Trae Young had a crazy game.
Oh, that's Trae Young,
but
man.
there were so many push-offs. There were so many, flops.
25 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists.
Josh Richardson was guarding him well.
Let me bring something up that's been really irritating me, and it kind of irritated me watching that Hawks game a little bit. The NBA is soft. All right. All right. Today's NBA is soft. I know I sound like one of those old relics that, oh yeah, back in the day, they were real players. I know I sound like that.
Talking about Mike Scott?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was not flagrant 2 worthy.
I
right?
saw a little
That's
bit of
hard.
shoulder action, but a flagrant 2, I do not think so.
And
I know
then-
Mike. We all know kind of Mike Scott personally, not
Wasn't
personally, but we
excessive.
know how he is.
He's
like
a
when
great
he
friend
fight.
of the
Eagles
show.
fan. He fought Eagles
So, like,
Forces us.
at the game.
It looked like he was like, "Yo, if you go up for this layup, I'm just gonna wipe you out."
He put a
Max,
shoulder
I
into
Dallas
it, but
Cowboys
Definitely
fans.
not a
not a flagrant 2.
not a flagrant 2. The flagrant 1 though.
No. And then on top of that, Embiid posterizes John Collins, doesn't shimmy shake and gets a flagrant 1.
Did he
Are
get
you
a
kidding me?
Did he get technical
I
for
think
that?
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And
He
I
got
don't
a
think
technical.
at first I don't think he was
Shimmy, shimmy,
I don't think he was going to get a technical, but because the Hawks bench went crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
The referee
He shook his shoulders in somebody's
Yeah.
face. Oh my gosh.
and the coach was going nuts. Who was a former assistant,
yeah,
Lloyd
yeah.
Pierce.
He got
former
teed up.
assistant.
Coach
You
got
piece of
teed
Swiss
up, I'm pretty
cheese.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but
To answer
I
your question, my guy's Furkan Korkmaz.
That's crazy.
I'm just.
you're not a big Shake
I have a
Milton
statue
guy.
I'm just-
from Cork on Cork.
I'm just saying ridiculous things.
Yo, that Mike Scott ejection really hurt us because Shake Milton had to play extra minutes, and then he ended up getting
got
hurt.
injured.
Yep.
So now we're down 2 bodies,
No,
and we
that's
got to
not
fight
gonna
to the end of this game, and it was a struggle. Now, Shake Milton, obviously a lower end bench piece, but
What a great name, though.
Yeah, it is. So again, I have to see more of this team play. I haven't seen too many games. Only 3 so far, so I don't know. I think Brett Brown's still mixing and matching roles and things of that
But
nature.
this is the time to do it. This is the time to experiment which lineup works, which lineup doesn't work. And then by mid-season, when you're making that push for playoff seat, and that's when you need to have your lineups finalized. What lineup can do what? And
I would like to see more of the backup point guards. However, Trey Burke has not seen action in a while. I think he only got in one game. And also that Raul Neto.
Who?
Yeah.
Man, that's ludicrous.
Yeah.
He's another backup point guard who's only been in for like 3 minutes. However, I think they can contribute more than maybe a Shake Milton or Furkan Korkmaz for that matter, because I think that it's ridiculous that Furkan Korkmaz got back on this team. We cut him, and now he's back on the team. I don't understand.
I mean, hey, it's ridiculous. He's my guy.
He doesn't do anything out there that's productive. I haven't seen him do one productive thing all season long, going back to last year as well.
That's Max's Aaron Altero of the Philadelphia 76ers.
It really is.
Just got an update about
trade.
No, it's not a trade, but an update. I said update. Slay trade unlikely with Lions. Asking price incredibly high.
Well, he's one of the best corners in the NFL.
Shock.
Well, they said that last night, so I wasn't worried about that. I kind of figured they wasn't going to trade Slay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
like
good.
Chris Harris.
I have no. See, I'm so out in the open here because I don't know which. You can go so many directions with positions. We need multiple positions. We don't know which one we're looking at. You can give up multiple picks. Do you give up maybe a player involved? What kind of player are you getting back? Are you getting back a defensive, offensive? Are you getting back, a star? Are you getting back depth? Like so many different things.
Real
factor
quick,
in.
let's talk about this as the show is about to end. What players can you honestly say that you will get rid of? We already discussed Big V. Big V, honestly, you can. How?
You're not going to get rid of him for nothing. No one's giving you up anything, is what I meant.
How?
Hey, some GMs have the ability to just hypnotize people and trick them into, hey, this player's great.
Yeah, just like how Howie Roseman hypnotized the Minnesota Vikings into giving us a first-round pick for Sam Bradford.
Exactly.
Which I'm still trying to figure out how in the world he did that.
At this point, I don't think they're going to trade Zach Ertz. And
it's not happening.
God, that would be so terrible.
I don't think. At this point, I wouldn't want to trade him.
That's
either.
off the table.
Yeah,
no Zach Ertz.
There's only so many stars you have on the team, and he's one of them.
If that's I need another star.
I would trade Goddard though.
Whoa, well,
I mean, more likely.
But who's going to play behind Zach
I don't
Ertz?
know, like Richard Rodgers, maybe if he ever gets healthy.
Dude, who even is the third tight end?
That's exactly my point.
I have no clue.
Didn't we have an Ellis guy?
Ouch.
I don't know. Here's the thing. Why did we draft a tight end in the second round? This goes back to the drafting process. We could easily
the Cowboys wanted him.
Because
we could have used.
And then they get Van Der Esch and Jarwin.
Yo, it's not about making another team.
That's what it was about.
You have to have confidence in your own picks. We could easily have a stud. I'm sure there's a linebacker or two that went after him.
We could have both. We could have Van Der Esch and Jarwin.
Do we know it's hard?
Oh, God.
So that goes back to the drafting. Somebody has to get hired or fired that knows what they're doing. Because that guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. This is 3 drafts in a row. It's frustrating as hell because of the fact that we don't have depth or any star talent at any position. This goes back to the Earl Thomas draft where we took Brandon Graham over Earl Thomas. Now, don't get me wrong. Brandon Graham has been better over the last few weeks after I ripped him back in week 5. I've been ripping him over the last couple weeks, but he did play pretty well on Sunday.
He did. I'm not even on front.
But again, let's get some star power in here. I want to hit these draft picks and give me some stuff like Jalen Ramsey, 5th overall pick. Why can't we just hit on somebody like that later in the rounds?
That's the thing. See, that goes back to evaluating talent. See, and you brought this up either a week or two ago that for some reason the Philadelphia Eagles like to draft potential. They see the potential in players. Like the thing with Sidney. Sidney tore his Achilles at Washington, but we drafted him on potential because he was slated to be the best corner coming out of that draft. We have to stop drafting for potential. That has to come to a completely utter stop.
Thank you so much. You're making great
draft talent. It's not that hard to be able to see on Saturdays who in the world is talented and who's talented enough to play on Sundays. It's not that hard. Jalen Hurts, quarterback, stud. All right, Tua, you can argue is a stud. All right, listen.
Trevor Lawrence isn't there yet. We've seen this season he's struggling a little bit.
Because he's relying too much on those receivers in his arm.
I think he should stay another year at Clemson, and he'll come out
he'll stay. He's a sophomore. He'll stay another year.
Running backs, there's running backs all over the place. Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin.
DeAndre Swift, Georgia.
J.K. Dobbins, Ohio State. I mean, you can go, and there's one other guy that'll come to me probably when the show ends, but he reminds me of a smaller Ezekiel Elliott. He runs and then gets tackled, but he just falls forward and gets another 3 or 4 yards just based on the fact that he's going forward every time he falls. You know how Zeke, he'll never get bottled up and go backwards.
Same thing with Jordan Howard.
When he gets hit, he'll go forward.
Right. Same thing.
It doesn't matter how many guys push him back.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to know when you get hired by the Eagles, will you still give us one day of your week to do it?
Oh, I know who it is. I don't know his name. I know where he goes to school. LSU, the LSU running back. I don't know his name, but he is insane. And LSU ranked number 1 in the country.
While T looks that up, I just want to ask you real quick about the Joe Girardi hiring.
Oh, amazing.
Oh yeah,
and if we lose 162 games, I don't care because Joe Girardi's the man. Winning pedigree.
Yeah, we need a guy with experience.
I will never be mad at him. Never.
Curry? We will be.
Is
winning.
Curry? Price?
From LSU?
Any of these guys ringing a bell?
They're not ringing a bell for me.
Emery?
Yeah.
Norman? Williams?
Jeez, I don't know the head of these many running backs.
That's exactly what we need. We needed a manager with experience, with
definitely
winning
experience, and a World Series under his belt. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He knows how to get it done.
He knows how to manage a game. He knows when he sees a pitcher out there struggling. He's not going to wait till they give up the 3-run homer. He's going to take them out beforehand, and we're going to get something.
And I also need a manager.
We also need good pitchers.
I also need a manager who's going to say stuff
now we got to go out and
this.
get players.
I want to see people rip their heart out of their fucking chest.
Like seriously, I need managers like that.
We need to go out there.
Old school.
Peter Laviolette.
Yeah. Doggone right.
That's right.
That's very good at it.
So I'm pretty confident.
And also, you're wrong about Brian Elliott. I just wanted to finish that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Carter Hart's struggling.
He is.
I don't like to see that.
Quit yucking my yum.
I need to see more. See more effort out of Carter Hart.
I'm just letting you guys
going through the motions
know
out there.
if you guys get very angry text messages tonight, it's because the Flyers are playing the Penguins, and if there's a team I hate more than Cowboys, it's the Penguins. All right, so
the Penguins are kind of fun to watch though sometimes.
Shut up!
Let's touch on
What is the
baseball.
matter with you?
They're fun to watch. They got a cool arena.
Dude, what?
The PPG Paints Arena.
What about that arena is great?
The PPG Paints Arena.
Shut up!
All right. The Astros and Nationals face off tonight for Game 6.
Dude, the Astros.
Will the Astros take it?
That is incredible that the Astros have come back.
The Astros are going to take it tonight, yes. But shout out to my boy Steven Strasburg on an amazing season. I can't wait to see him pitch again next year. He's amazing.
I think it really depends.
Verlander's 0-5 in career starts in the World Series.
Strasburg, my favorite pitcher in the league.
Neither team has a home win.
No.
I think it ends tonight. I just feel like that home crowd in Houston, they got the momentum going. 3 in a row.
Then again, hey, they're going to need another distraction behind home plate again.
Damn.
Let's not get
All I got to say is look. Yeah, let's not get into that. All I got to say is look out for my main man's on Houston, Jose Altuve.
That's
T's favorite player.
Doggone right.
Clear MVP, right?
It's a good guy to pick, T. You picked a good player.
All right.
Doggone right, I did.
All right, T, you got to do your thing.
All right, y'all. Y'all missed any of this episode, you can always go to philly-experience.simplecast.com. We are available on all major platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and more. Listen, Philadelphia Eagles, Howie Roseman, I need players. All right? I need something good to watch on all 22 tape. Seriously. I need something good because I'm sick and tired of having to cuss players out. I'm tired of it. All right? Please. That's all I'm asking for.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Tune in next Tuesday.
You make me sick.
What the is that? So get your facts straight.
I am pissed off.
I hear you.
I'm embarrassed.
This is some bullshit.